Hello.
A.
A.
The letter.
The letter A. Hello, my name's J, like the letter.
Hello, my name's CJ, like 2 letters.
Okay, so basically, I'm going to have to explain this. Story time. Sometimes I go into Starbucks and say, hello, my name's J, like the letter, and then they write Jade on my cup, or Jane. And no, J, like the letter.
My favourite letter is Jade, or perhaps Jane.
Yeah, so if someone changed the alphabet.
Yeah, what a good start to talking about trans things.
Yay! Okay, so
we've wrote the longest list of notes.
Today
we were on A5 last time. We've got an A4 sheet.
We
it's
are
full.
Getting detailed.
Don't mind the fan.
Yeah, there is a fan on in the background. Suck it up. It's warm.
That's literally the first point on this list.
Isn't it so hot?
It's so goddamn
Okay,
hot.
so are we actually going to introduce the topic?
We chubby and we trans.
Okay, so we're going to be talking about the what's the word? Intersectionality?
Stop trying to use big words when you don't know what they mean. Just say what you're saying.
But that's what I meant, isn't it?
Yeah?
I'm clever. Stop.
But you sound so scared and confused. You can say things that aren't big words.
The crossover, like in a Venn diagram, of being
People
chubby
know what crossover means.
and being a trans guy.
Plus-sized boy?
Plus-sized.
I don't even like
curvy.
that phrase.
Yeah, it's like
everyone's a plus size.
Every size is a plus size.
You're not in -8. Shut
up.
I
think in the US it's different, and there is like a size 0.
Yeah, well, the US is stupid, and we don't acknowledge.
But like here, there's literally no one. Like a size 8 is like a tiny person.
I was size 8 and chubby, but that's because I was size 8 at like age 8.
Yeah. that chubby guy experience of like all my friends are still shopping in the kids section. I was like, I'm just gonna go here to like the grown ass adult section.
Here I am.
With all the I couldn't wear High School Musical pajamas anymore because they didn't do them in adult sizes.
Yeah, I feel like I missed out on part of my childhood because I was too big. For
yeah,
the
I couldn't wear the kids' clothes. So I just wanted some High School Musical clothes. They didn't have any that fitted me. I had a High School Musical satchel though, because it was cool.
Wow, I've been masked since birth. I'd cry when I was put in the colour pink.
My High School Musical satchel was purple.
Okay.
Which is the NB colour.
There's a picture in my mother's room of me sobbing in a dress.
I never cried when I put a dress on. I loved dresses. My little summer dresses.
I'd cry when my hair was brushed. I'd cry when my mum dressed me. I'd cry when I wore jeans because they were uncomfortable and I'm a bit autistic.
You're so like, you just hate everything, don't you? I love you.
I was a miserable child.
Same. Are we going to talk about the topic now, or are we just going to talk about how sad your childhood was?
Shut up.
This isn't your therapy podcast.
Everything is therapy.
You are allowed to talk about that stuff. If you ever need to like get it out, that's okay.
I will make whatever I want to into therapy, and no one in this good earth will stop me.
Okay. So are we going to complain about the things we've written down that we want to complain about today?
This might be a 3-hour podcast.
A 3-hour complaining podcast.
It's so goddamn hot.
It's so hot.
I like it being hot. I don't. I hate the heat. I can't cope with it. But I like wearing shorts.
Yeah.
Because I've got really hairy legs. Pretty hairy leg boy out here. Like, I only pass with all of my arm and all of my leg out.
All of your arms? All of your legs?
I said arm and leg.
The one arm and the one leg.
Yeah, because I'm alright. He hates me.
Ha!
Yeah, that's a lovely peeking you just did. Thanks.
I've already peaked.
It's all downhill.
Before I met you.
It's downhill for the next 80 odd years then.
Oh god, I won't last that long. I'm trans. I need to stop saying things like this.
This is why you're depressed.
I know. Yeah, so it's warm.
Binder sweat.
Binder sweat.
I have a rash. It hurts.
My binder stinks, but I don't want to wash it because then I'll have to wear my thicker one. Because like I'm wearing my thinner binder at the moment, but the other one I have is like thicker.
We've got Shapeshifters one. I've got an Underworks one. He's got a JCTB
I sold
one.
my JCTB one.
Ah, you did.
I'm talking about my other Underworks.
You mean the one
ones.
that doesn't fit you? You're not allowed to wear that.
No, I've got two shapeshifters.
Oh yeah, him.
And I've got one that's thin and one that's thicker because it's patterned.
Yeah. God. I don't have a thin one because I've got too big of a titty.
Yeah, you've got the extra bindy thingy.
I didn't want that.
Just like then they go itchy and that. Thanks.
Like, it makes me flatter, but also it makes my bobs fall out of my binder.
Yeah, it's like cardboard.
Like,
they are good binders.
They're
though.
so good.
Like I have not shut up on the internet about how good shapeshifters are.
They're so expensive, but they're like worth it. And also, if you're not me and you measure yourself right, they work better.
Yeah.
I wouldn't measure yourself with a bra on for the length. I'd measure the length and go up a size of length, so you've got room to move
Yeah,
your...
because I don't like binders that
can't-
come right under the titty. I don't like them that are full length. They need
Because-
to be like a medium.
Because if I walk around in my binder, I have to pull my boobs around all the time.
Yeah, and like I get out of a car and I have to readjust.
If I sit down and then stand up, I have to completely readjust.
Yeah.
So get a length up and actually listen when they say to measure everything else with a bra on though, because then your binder will be the right tightness. I think mine's loose.
Yeah. But shapeshifters, amazing binders.
Absolutely best binder if you've got a large chest.
Yes, for large
I'm
chested
so
guys,
flat.
this is so good. Like literally,
I don't fit in JC2B sizing.
yeah, I see posts on the internet like, oh, I'm big chested. What binder would you test? And people are like, oh, JC2B, and it's like, no, they don't even go up that big. I'm like their second to biggest size.
I barely fit in Underworks.
Yeah.
And Underworks isn't very good.
Yeah. Like they're alright, but they don't bind that well, especially like if you're bigger chested.
They don't bind very well. They hurt.
Yeah.
They're so tight. Like, to the point where I'd recommend going a size up in Underworks.
Yeah, definitely go a size up.
I was at the cusp of one, so I'm at the very low end of the size I got, and it still ached if I wore it for more than a day.
Yeah.
And I'd be wearing it every day, and I'm very glad I've got a new one.
Yeah.
Because I've now lost my ability to breathe.
I'm glad you can breathe.
And
now.
we don't talk about the one I had before
No,
that.
don't get binders off Amazon's kids. Like,
Just don't do it.
no, I don't like. No matter how big your chest is,
Right.
never get an Amazon
If a binder has a clasp that isn't at the front, don't get it.
Because that's not safe.
Do not.
And don't bind with bandages either, kids.
Or tape. I have no clue what's going on with trans tape. I don't know if that works. It's advertised for large-chested people, but
That doesn't look at all like it'd work.
We should get some and find out if it works.
We should,
As
yeah.
actual large-chested people.
Like, yeah, actually large people.
Whose bra sizes are 48G.
Yeah, like
I'll
when
give
they
that
say
a
large-chested people, I don't think they mean
They mean
like
double D, which is actually quite small.
Yeah, like it's really like.
I can't get bras in my size.
It
I've got
really
two.
depends on how big the person is and like whether their chest looks big or not, and like.
Yeah, and
that's
even the
really-
people I've saw with double Ds using it are as flat as a binder would get them.
Yeah.
If that.
Like just wear a binder. There's so much less risk and like.
I think like it's better for back pain and your ribs, but like your skin.
Yeah, like your poor skin.
And also like your nipples.
Yeah.
What you do about that?
Especially like you're not supposed to put it over your nipples, are you?
No,
like,
but where else can I put it?
Yeah, I suppose.
With me. We don't talk about that.
Like.
But if you've got a large chest, your nipples normally aren't small.
Yeah. Like, I just don't know how that would work.
Well,
I suppose
the
maybe
website's
with me.
like put some tissue over them, and I'm like,
Maybe with me because
No.
of like my chest, it's like there's this big sack of skin and there's like this ball of chest tissue that fills like half of the sack
yeah,
of
I
skin.
think it would work very well with you.
Yeah,
but
because
also-
like maybe like it'd move the sack as like the big sacky bit.
he can move his around without like feeling it.
Yeah, like I can pull them and like twist my nipples.
Because he was binding unsafely for a long time,
I haven't owned a bra since I was like 13.
and he was binding with something off Amazon that he hadn't measured.
yeah, that like my mom's friend like is sewn an extra bit of material. Don't be like me.
He's got scoliosis and his ribs protrude and he can't breathe.
I look like a deformed Staffy. We've got a little deformed Staffy. I love her.
She's not deformed.
But her ribs stick out.
That's just what dogs.
Insane.
That's just what cats look like. Don't be mean to Nova.
She's not a show breed, is she?
You bastard! You insult my daughter one more time. I'm stealing your phone and it's my podcast.
Okay. I'm sure the listeners would enjoy it more if I wasn't here.
I think you're the only thing making me talk.
Yeah.
Otherwise it would be me being like...
It would be like you playing Pokemon in silence for half an hour.
But you could hear the music and me Wonder Training and telling someone really loudly to fuck off for sending me a young goose.
And it's like, excuse me, what's this? I sent you a Bulbasaur.
I love Bulbasaur. We're not going to talk about my Pokemon. We're not going to talk about me playing Pokemon.
Yeah, this isn't the Pokemon cast. What's the next point?
Being a boy. Handsome.
Yeah. Chubby boys are handsome.
Before I realised I was a boy,
like bears.
We know.
Can I just...
We're not on that point yet. That's a couple down the page.
Can I just... Wow.
We've got a bear flag.
Boys.
It's mine.
Yeah, he has like a whole bear flag above our bed.
We're looking at it.
I really want a twink flag. So just put next to it. That would look so cute, wouldn't it?
There's also like no room for that. But yeah, like, we'd manage
We
it.
fold that over. We fold yours over a bit.
No.
We compromise.
No. Before I realised I was a boy, I like felt so ugly because I was fat.
Yeah.
And like I hated being fat because I was trying to accept myself as a chubby woman.
Yeah.
But like trying to accept myself as a woman was making me feel disgusting, and I thought
yeah, because like you look at pictures of like chubby women and like you just can't relate.
Like it wasn't because I was chubby I felt disgusting, but I thought it was. It was because I was trying to make myself think I was a woman. I felt disgusting.
Yeah.
Which led to lots of baby trans things.
Yeah.
Like, what if I was gender fluid so I could be a boy sometimes? Which is the stupidest thing anyone will ever say with their mouth.
Your brother is making such weird noises.
He's playing PUBG.
If you hear somebody go, woo! In the background.
It's my brother playing the PUBG. He doesn't play Fork Knife because he thinks he's too cool.
So yeah, I'm sorry about them. But, you know, it probably is more entertaining than what we're going on about.
You might hear him screaming, Chad, at his brother.
So that's for you.
Who isn't a Chad. Because he's a fucking insult. He's so ugly. I'm so sorry to my stepbrother. He sounds like a higher pitched version of his mother.
What if he listens to this podcast?
Good, because he's a little bitch.
Okay. Okay, dear.
I love Chad, he's a fucking idiot. Her.
Oh yeah, Scarlett Johansson.
This isn't relevant anymore, but she's a bitch.
Yeah, the film. What was it going to be called?
Not to be a sexism, and I'm trying to stop saying bitch,
Say
except
bitch.
in funny context.
Yeah, like you can call me a bitch.
And I can reference lines. I just say bitch too much. Like honestly, what the fuck going on?
I've been starting saying B, like.
But I'm not gonna because I like bees and I don't like her.
Yeah, like you little bee. Just, like I don't want to compare you to a bee because bees are nice.
If I call someone a bee, it's lovingly.
Yeah, it's like you're my little bee. That's cute. And
that's not cute when you say it in that tone.
I'm sorry.
I love you. Because you still said it in the tone you used for insulting, but it started gentle and then you. Her.
My tummy hurts because I just ate like half a part of vegan Ben and Jerry's ice cream, and that's so weird. Like it feels like dairy, doesn't it? Because it's like so realistic and it makes my tummy hurt.
No, your tummy hurts because you just ate half a pint of ice cream.
No, I think I tricked my tummy into thinking it was dairy, and now my lactose intolerance is playing up.
No, it's because you ate half a pint of ice cream and you're supposed to eat like a couple of spoons.
That's smelly, isn't it? Anyway. Ben and Jerry's vegan chunky monkey.
No, that isn't about being chubby or chubby.
It is. It's definitely about being chubby.
I don't like the artificial banana tastes like that, but also it's so nice.
Oh, that vegan banana.
We're supposed to be talking about her.
Yeah. She was cast as a plus size trans guy. She recently withdrew from the role. Yeah, like everyone was like, it is so annoying that
I
a
didn't
cis
like
person.
the way. Like, I don't like the trans thing or whatever, but I don't like how like skinny trans boys are being like, yeah, but they don't look alike, as if it like that was the.
Yeah,
Like she doesn't even look like him.
she
Like,
doesn't.
She's tiny, but I don't like the skinny trans boy saying that like as an afterthought, like
Yeah.
it doesn't like matter anywhere near as much. Like in films where skinny people play chubby people, that's also bad.
Oh,
You know
I
what?
was so scared they'd put her in a fat suit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, like, the fat age is bad, but like, if they try, oh, like, yeah, he was fat, stick him in a fat suit. Like, yikes.
You know what else is bad? There's a film that I haven't watched that like Shay's watched that's like, it's that one that the title's literally Designated Ugly Fat Friend, and the actor they cast isn't even chubby
Yeah.
or ugly,
Yeah.
and also yikes concept.
Yeah, I don't like. Let Media Boy talk about media for a bit. I really don't like the chubby people being the like funny one, or like the being like portrayed as unattractive all the time. I hate that so much.
Yeah.
And I was thinking earlier about like why there's no plus size trans guys in media. Anyway, and I like thought about like the chubby person narrative and how they're always like comic relief, or like they're never really taken seriously. And I thought about how the trans narrative is always portrayed in mainstream media. It's like always like really sad, and like the trans people's stories are always like portrayed as like sob stories, and like we have to like pity them.
And then they die.
Yeah, and like they just wouldn't correlate. Like nobody could be like, a chubby person like dealing with something serious. Like there's never been a scene of like a chubby person having like emotions where you're supposed to take it seriously, because it always comes down to the joke of, oh well, they're chubby, like we couldn't have them crying, it'd just be ugly crying, and no one would want to be sad about that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I had to make a sound, it's gone.
Where did it go?
I don't know, but it was probably important.
Yeah, will it come back to you?
Maybe one day. Stop making that noise and talk about something else till I remember.
Okay, do you want me to ramble on about media for a bit longer?
Yeah, because you can for 20 minutes.
Yeah, so like trans, the reason we're not talking, do you want to talk about why we're not talking about trans feminine people? Because like,
I don't feel like
we
my
can't,
place.
yeah. I would really like to have like a trans woman come on the show or something.
Yeah, we don't know one.
We don't know any women.
we know someone who's probably a woman.
Yeah. I have a
And her
friend
girl.
who's a cis woman.
Yeah, we have two cis woman friends, and one is a cis woman who might not be.
Yeah. So, but if
All of them are bi.
Yeah. We don't know any cis hets.
Good. I know a cis het ace, so I don't.
It's not.
I love her. She made us a trans bracelet. She's so cute.
What an icon. Yeah, but with trans men in media, it's like they're always so skinny and like bind so easily. Oh my god, like, it's like one bandage.
With the issue of cis people fighting trans people, I would be much more comfortable with a cis man playing a trans man than a cis woman playing a trans man.
Because basically, it's if you cast a cis woman as a trans man, it's basically saying that you see the trans man as a woman.
Yeah.
And when critics are talking about the film, they're going to be talking about the actor playing the trans man and saying her and she.
Yeah. And in the marketing for that film, they were portraying that trans man as a butch lesbian.
Yeah.
Which, yikes.
Like, he wasn't, like...
Yeah, my favourite...
You have to open up one Wikipedia page to see that he lived his entire life as a man.
Who used he, him, and was called Dante.
Yeah.
Which is a woman's name for women that women choose for themselves to get rid of their birth name because they're lesbians.
Did you see somebody calling a baby boy like gender fluid or something?
What?
Dr. James Barry, somebody was like, they were talking about maybe an up-and-coming film about him, played by a woman, where they
Ugh.
described him as gender fluid.
What?
Like, you have to read his Wikipedia page, and it says, like, how he lived his entire life as a man, and
How
like,
his partner risked going to jail instead of outing him.
yeah, like how
he
so
was- he
strictly
wanted to be-
refused to be seen naked
He
because of
wanted
his
to be
dysphoria.
buried in what he slept in.
Like, stop erasing trans men in history. That's so
Turfs.
annoying.
Turfs at London Pride. Ooh, I'm not going to talk about that.
Yeah, that can be a whole different episode where we can talk about the turfs if you want.
I hate turfs. That's it. Kill them.
Do you want to move on to the next point or something? Because we're like 20
The
minutes
next point
in.
is fat or depressed.
Yeah, okay, so basically, when I was, like, figuring myself out, just before I realised I was trans, I was, like, really depressed. I still am really depressed. And I'm depressed because of a lot of reasons. It's, like,
Partially because you've got depression.
partially dysphoria and, like, partially, you know,
Being
trauma.
depressed.
But mostly because of, like, you know, the chemical imbalance in my brain, which just is depression, you know. It happens to some people. There's the chemicals.
We're both depressed.
They're like that. But I didn't believe that I was depressed for ages. I thought I was just, you know, crying at night sometimes because I was fat. Because, like, you're socialised that much to be like, if you're fat, you have to be upset about it.
I think a lot of my depression comes from me being fat, but not because I'm fat.
Yeah, like, you're not sad because you're fat, you're sad because you're fat and people are telling you that's wrong. It's, like, still recording.
iPhone storage full.
Yeah, okay, so it just got a pop-up, like, iPhone storage full, and I was like, how long has that been there? And have we stopped recording? But we're still recording, so I think it's okay.
Maybe we should pause and delete some things.
Okay, yeah. Okay, we're back. We're back. It's fine. What was I saying?
I was saying that I...
Excuse me, were ya?
No, but I'm talking now.
Okay.
Bitch boy. But I was depressed because I had 2 friends.
Yeah.
Because I was fat.
Yeah, like, especially, like, in school, like, nobody wants to be your friend if you're chubby.
I had 2 friends, one of which was abusive and one of which thought he was a dog.
Me.
That wasn't you. The different boy who thinks he's a dog.
I used to think I was a dog, like, literally up until high school. I was like, I'll just be a dog, and I'm a boy dog, Mom.
Mom, I think I'm a boy dog.
I think I'm a boy dog.
You little baby trans. But yeah, like, I got bullied for the entirety of primary school.
Yeah.
I got bullied for the first year of high school. I stopped giving a shit in the second year of high school. And then I came out, and I gave even less of a shit. And I slammed someone's head into a wall, but we don't talk about that.
You're so violent.
I've never in my life had a detention, but I did assault someone.
Yeah, like...
Openly. You know, sometimes that's just how it is.
Sometimes. That's just how it is.
I am a perfect boy who could do no wrong.
Yeah.
I also assaulted
I
someone.
got into so much trouble at high school.
Yeah, like, you got in trouble for, like, standing weird, and I assaulted someone, and nothing happened.
I got in trouble for wearing eyeliner, for dyeing my hair.
For standing weird while asking for your phone back at the end of the day. That was the weirdest.
Just, like, I was just standing there, and I was like, you got attitude? I was like, no, I have scoliosis.
God, that should have been your response, but you've got anxiety.
Yeah.
And stop peeking.
But it's funny when I talk in her.
No, it's not.
Somebody just left, just took off their headphones and left.
If you're like me and you have the inverse of ASMR, I'm so sorry. ASMR, but it's an uncomfortable tingle. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
About this loud boy
Who
who
screams,
likes to be loud.
but also likes to talk directly into the microphone.
We need to move out. We need to move out of your parents' house.
You make make it sound like we're in our 20s. I'm 16.
Okay.
I finished high school like a month ago.
You haven't got a job yet, you lazy boy. I finished high school like over a year ago, and I haven't got a job yet.
That's because you're a media student.
Sorry,
and you've got no qualifications.
I do have a job. I'm a YouTuber.
You're a media student and you failed maths and science. You're not getting a job.
I know.
Ever.
Like, if this directing shit doesn't work out, I'm living on the streets.
No, because I'll put up with your shit.
Thank you, babe. What's the next point?
Shorts.
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 Okay, so
We mentioned my leg hair.
Describe your legs to the.
No. That's weird.
Okay, so the difference between my legs and his legs is
You were assigned
his
twink
legs,
at birth.
Yeah, like I have no leg hair, and I feel like if I wear shorts, I pass less.
I feel like I don't pass unless me leggy out.
Yeah, because like
I'm so
I
hairy.
have a female ballerina's leg, is what I have.
You don't.
Because look
his calves are like weirdly defined.
For someone who's never exercised, I have the calves of a ballerina.
Yeah.
Call me a ballerina.
You're like a men's size 8.
Yeah.
Shoe. So no.
I'm a 7 shoe actually.
You'd be happy if you were an 8, so don't correct me.
Like my feet are already weirdly big. I don't need bigger feet.
Compared to your body.
Yeah.
Are you like those puppies that like have giant
My feet
paws?
are twice the size of my hands.
Your hands supposed to. We're not going to talk about feet anymore because feet are disgusting. I don't want to think about them, let alone look at them.
Yeah, just stop looking at my feet, you pervert.
You literally just put your hand next to your foot as a comparison and went, look.
I'm sorry.
I don't want to look. Bear. You get to talk about bears.
Oh god, okay. Like, they're just so attractive. Like that's like my type.
I'm a bear.
Like I used to think I didn't have a type because, like, I just didn't. But then I realised I love bears.
I'm a bear.
It's me.
It's me. Your boy, the bear. We've got a bear flag.
Yeah, I bought him that at Pride, and he loves it.
I hate cis gay men.
Yeah, same.
But if you trans...
Can we talk about being misgendered at Pride?
Boy, can we.
Yes, we can. Sweetheart, rant for all your worth.
Right, capitalism. Yes, that's how this is starting. So many cis-hets at Pride. And if you interpret that as exclusionist, get out of the podcast. I'm Ace, he's Ace, leave. But stalls with cis-het women, it's always the cis-het women out there being like, ladies,
do you want to come look at
with
us?
a trans flag draped over my shoulders.
Yeah, like, if you're going to walk at Pride, you need to know what the trans flag looks like. Like,
there was one stall.
There should be like an ally quiz, and there's a picture of a trans flag, and like, do you know what this means?
There were 2 trans things. One that was like, being trans is okay, which isn't specifically for trans people.
Yeah, just like...
And one stall that gave trans flag things. Everything else was rainbows and jokes about eating ass.
Yeah.
And I'm a quiet gay. Yeah. I wasn't comfortable at Pride. It was so loud.
You're like such a quiet guy. Like, I'm a bit more... We're going to do a podcast on it being quiet guys. Because, like, I'm a bit more extroverted than you.
I'm an extrovert, but I've got anxiety. Yeah. That's not what being extroverted is.
You know what I mean? Like, flamboyant, gay sort of thing. I am, like, a bit more... Like, I've got a lip piercing. But,
I'm scared of needles.
Yeah. Like... He painted his nails today because he needs to stop biting them, and he's already picked off like half of them. And I'm like, babe, can you not?
But it was so satisfying.
It is, like, the peeling.
Because you did it so bad, though, coming off as a whole day.
I wish I was emo again and I could just paint my nails black and look like Pete Wentz.
But you can't, can you?
Before I came out, like 2 years before I came out, I used to dress up like Pete Wentz.
Yeah, you also used to dress up like Dean from Supernatural, but we don't acknowledge that part of your life.
We don't talk about that.
This isn't about being misgendered at Pride.
When I came out, my sister said, yeah, I know, because of the cosplay.
Yeah. We got misgendered 7 times at Pride, and we avoided people mostly, but it was just stalls going. Ladies.
This was at Birmingham Pride.
Yes.
I went to Coventry Pride with Jess and didn't get misgendered because that was really trans friendly.
God, it was also a lot quieter apparently.
You'll have to come to that one next year.
There was 3 different places playing music at full volume, and I have autism and sensory issues, and we spent Pride in a Five Guys.
Yeah, that was a fun Pride though. Like, just you know, if you don't like the Pride environment, just make your own Pride in a Five Guys bathroom.
Just walk
where you might be throwing up, but that's a different story.
Because a lesbian bought you a bear.
Yeah, it's friendly lesbians are by your side sometimes.
Yeah, just walk around Birmingham because everyone else got fed up with Pride and left too.
Yeah, I think it's because of all the capitalism. That woman
and the police
misgendered us and threw us out in the rain. Okay, it was raining really heavily.
It pissed it down to the point where they cancelled all the trains.
Yeah, so, okay, we were at Pride, it was raining really heavily, we run into this store, this woman misgenders us, says,
asked us to buy something.
If you're not allowed to buy an umbrella, piss off. And it's like, okay.
And
goodbye.
And literally, while we were trying to leave, asked someone who was stood in front of us stopping leaving to get rid of us.
Yeah. It's like, it's just, I don't want to be in your stall anyway, and I don't want to buy you smelly transphobic umbrellas.
Capitalism. The police at Pride.
Who are just with their guns and just like...
And I'm like, ooh, why are you here?
I get it, you're trying to keep us safe, but like...
You make me feel so unsafe.
I understand that there's a reason they're all there, because obviously, like, it is quite likely that a terrorist is going to target Pride.
But also, fuck off.
But also, I hate the fact that that the police feel like they have to be there.
Also, the woman who poured out our water on the floor.
Yeah, onto some guy's coat. Just like, we were just trying to be hydrated.
We'd gone outside of Pride and we came back in. The first time we went in, we weren't searched, which, they made us go in the woman's line to be searched.
Yeah, that as well. Like, I was wearing a trans Pride cape, like, and they made us go in, and like a binder was visible, and like, yeah, like, so obviously a trans guy, like, if you knew anything about like the LGBT community and you know like what the trans Pride flag
we had a
looks
water bottle, and instead of like checking it with alcohol in multiples of ways there is to check something as alcohol.
Just sniff it, maybe.
Yeah, they poured it onto the ground, onto their friend's coat.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, I kind of such it. Yeah.
And we had to go and buy a bottle of water, which, capitalism.
They were so much more expensive, like, in the shop that was within Pride as well.
And I have a feeling if it was in one of those water bottles, they wouldn't have tipped it out.
Yeah. Squinty eyes.
Yikes.
Yeah, I didn't really like Birmingham Pride because it was so, like, capitalist.
It was loud, there was it was just street food and stalls and loud music.
Yeah, come to Coventry Pride next, because it was like really educational and stuff, and there was only one stage, but you could like go to the stalls that were like, oh, like sex education and inclusive, and like this is what this flag means, and it was amazing.
And we've already mentioned TERFs at London Pride, who led the parade.
Yeah.
Yikes. I don't think they've made a statement about that.
Yeah, like,
I think
just
everyone else involved has made a statement. Except the organisers of London Pride.
They just didn't care.
Who denied a bunch of people coming just to be part of the parade because they were like, no, we're full, even though they weren't.
Yeah.
And then let TERFs lead. What a good statement.
Yay. We've got completely gone off topic because we're angry boys. Do you want to go back on topic, maybe?
Get to talk about being a bear.
Yeah.
I was talking about transphobic cis men.
Yeah.
Like...
Because, like, even, like, when you had your bear flag, people were still reading you as female, and so that's so smelly.
I didn't want to... I was too scared at Pride to have the bear flag, like, shown in case a cis person was like, ooh, why is a woman pretending they're a bear?
Yeah.
Like, yike, because of people who are just, like, super transphobic in, like, the gay community.
Yeah.
Like...
So the whole point of the bear community is accepting people that aren't like the gay stereotype.
The bear flag, the colours are supposed to represent the colours the animal bears can be, and that human skin tones can be.
Yeah.
The bear community is about accepting people who aren't the typical image of white skinny gays.
Yeah.
Like, and then there are still transphobic bears.
Yeah.
You aren't a real bear if you're a transphobe. Sorry. I'm a bear. I'm fucking handsome. Because
You
bears
should be
are
like
handsome.
the bear mascot. The mascot bear.
I can't wait to grow a beard.
You're gonna look so fat.
That wasn't the point of this. You smelly gay boy.
That's the next point.
Curvy versus square lad.
Yeah, so we're really different shapes.
Yeah.
Like, how would you even describe my body type?
Just, we have to be honest, accept that you have an hourglass figure.
Yeah.
Your hip bones are wide.
Like just my bones are wide. Like, no matter how much weight I lose, like...
Because if you
it's
touch
just
his
my
hip, you
bones
can
are
feel
wide.
his bones straight away. There's not chubbiness there. That's his bone.
Yeah.
That's his skeleton.
I can't lose that. Sorry.
Like even
people
T-weight distribution.
who want me to have smaller hips, sorry, but I can't, you know?
T-weight distribution will not fix that for him unless it all goes to his waist.
Yeah, there's nothing I can do about that, and obviously, like, apart from grow out my waist, but, like, it's...
I don't think you could do that.
Do it that much.
But hello, can you do surgery on my hips and just get rid of... Can you get...
Yeah, like, even, like, what's it called, like, liposuction, where they take the fat, like, from your hips and put it in your waist. I couldn't even
There's
do
nothing
that.
to take.
Because, like, I suppose that they could take my tummy, but even that, I don't think it would fill it.
No.
And such a, like, hourglass shape.
Meanwhile, I don't have a waist.
Yeah, like, you're so
my
square.
waist is just under my chest. It's that high up.
Yeah.
I have tiny hips, but they're not tiny because I'm so broad.
Yeah.
But they look tiny in proportion.
Like, you're proper, like, the man Dorito. I'm like the Dorito,
No,
but the other
no, I'm
size.
not a Dorito. I'm a square. Like, I don't have, like, the broad shoulders going down into something. I've got broad shoulders and then a straight line down.
Yeah, and then, like, it's a little bit smaller, but, like, you can't really tell.
Yeah, like, my hips and my shoulders are about the same size, but so is everything between them.
Yeah. Like, box boy.
Yeah.
Does that give you euphoria?
Yeah. Like, the only thing I'm dysphoric about is my chest and, like, my face.
Yeah.
Like, not... Like being having a chubby soft face. Like, I want a chubby mask face. You know what I mean?
Like the different, like, there's a difference.
Yeah, there clearly is.
Yeah.
Because it's not just my chest that's getting me perceived as that.
Yeah, because, like, even when you're binding, or even if, like,
if
you
I'm
can
binding,
only see from the head up.
Yeah, if you can see me from my shoulders up, people are still like, a woman? And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Who? But, like, even if I'm binding and wearing, like, 4 layers, it's like, that's a wimbin.
It is so much harder to be perceived as male in society when you're chubby, isn't it? It's just like...
But even though chubby
don't
men are,
understand.
like, more accepted than chubby women,
Yeah.
but, like, not, like, socially accepted, like, they're still, like, constantly, like, get shit for it, but, like, clothing sizes.
Yeah, but, like, I say that because I'm going to talk about media again, but if it's in media and there's a woman and, like, she happens to be plus size, people will always comment on her weight. It's the first thing they'll go to.
Yeah,
but then, like,
chubby men's stories about how it, like, is about them as a character.
Yeah, like, you'll have, like, a lead male and he'll be plus size and nobody will comment on it.
Yeah, but if it's the only, like, chubby women, they make jokes about their weight, their entire personality is that woman from Pitch Perfect.
Yeah. It's like, it's the only character trait. It's like, she's fat. She's the fat one.
Yeah, she's the fat, funny one.
Yeah.
Who's fat and she's funny because she's fat. And she doesn't have any serious characterization. We don't talk about how queerbaity that is either, because that's a completely different episode.
Yeah, we need to talk about queerbaiting.
God.
And I'll talk about my Sherlock phase.
No, we don't. We don't acknowledge it. We don't acknowledge that unless we're mentioning Harris.
Yeah, we'll talk about Harris as well. H-Bomber Guy on
that
YouTube.
That sounds so weird.
There's this YouTuber called H-Bomber Guy, and for some reason we've just slipped into calling him Harris.
Like, we're on a first name basis with him. He's bi. I love him.
He recently came out, and I love him.
I've got Bobs with an ellipses right down. Bobs.
Just chests.
I've already mentioned how stupid my chest is.
Yeah.
Like, I am a large boy. even in proportion, my chest is huge. When
Yeah.
I'm binding, in proportion, my chest's still too big for my body.
It's not. That's just your dysphoria talking. Like, when you're binding, your chest does. It just does look like part of your body, like how it works.
But if I'm not binding, it's like, what?
If you're not binding, you do have a large chest.
Like, I've got a very large chest. I've had a large chest since I was about 10, because I hit puberty at 9. And it was awful. And I had teachers comment on it to me when I was younger.
Yeah.
And, like, it was awful. Like, I was trying to ignore it.
Yeah.
And I had a teacher be like, don't you think you should be wearing, like, a more supportive bra? And I'm like, I am.
Yeah, it's like...
I can't...
I hate just people commenting on, especially children's appearances. Like, it's a child.
Yeah. And, like, most sports bras... I'm so jealous of trans boys who combine with sports bras.
Yeah.
Like, most sports bras aren't even in my size.
We're kind of sounding like we hate smaller trans guys. Like,
we don't.
I love every trans guy. Like, unless you're an asshole.
I'm just bitter.
But we're allowed to have that trans jealousy, because we all do, don't we?
Yeah.
Like, everyone in this community, we're jealous of somebody else.
We know a trans guy who is like tiny, and I'm so jealous. We know a trans boy pre-2 who passes, and
But, like, they're probably jealous of us for some reason. Like, they're probably jealous that I'm going to be starting T in about 6 weeks. They're probably, you know...
He wears a sports bra and he passes.
That's so sad. But, like,
I love him.
Obviously, I'm happy for him because of that, you know? Like...
He's a quality lad.
What a cool lad.
Bob.
We can't have, like, silence on the podcast, so we're going to keep talking while we're reading.
Bob's chubby mask I don't remember what this is.
Oh yeah, I was talking about how when
Why did I take that note like that?
Yeah, like when I identified as a woman before I figured out I was trans, I was like always perceived as like quite butch and masculine because of my size.
Yeah.
Like, because I was chubby, I was like when I was hanging out with my friends who were girls, they were always so much smaller than me, so I would always have to take on like the father roles in games, or like the male part in a dance, or like they would always sit on my lap because I was bigger and I could take their weight and they couldn't take mine. But now I am like curvier and a man. Like, my hips are like always seen as like such a feminine part to be on a man.
Like when I identified as a lesbian, I was like peak butch.
Yeah.
Like, I was considered so masculine by anyone, and everyone was like, "Stop it, you look like a lesbian." I was like, "Yeah, that's the point."
Yeah, but now
I'm a trans boy. It's like, "Oh, you're so femme."
Just like, what? Just soft boy.
Also, like, have you looked at me?
Yeah, like you're quite a mask man.
Yeah, I've been masked. I was assigned mask at birth, actually.
Yeah. Like, the only bits that aren't mask about you, like, you can't help because you're trans. Like,
yeah. Like, I have facial hair.
You're currently wearing a t-shirt with like a caravan on it.
It's just comfy and a boy shirt. I've got about the same amount of facial hair as my older brother, who's 6 years older than me, and clearly has testosterone.
No, he stole the
himself.
testosterone.
But I've got about as good of a goatee as he does.
Yeah.
I've got a little mustache. I've got sideburns.
Like, you have like a passable facial hair.
I've got sideburns.
Yeah.
I still don't pass. Because I've got little sideburns.
The facial hair alone, like, on someone else, that could, like, make them pass, you know what I mean?
Yeah. On someone skinnier with a smaller chest.
Yeah.
Like, so if I was skinnier and I had a smaller chest, I have so much body hair that I'd probably pass.
Yeah. Like, if that, like, even just your facial hair was on me, that would make me pass.
Yeah. Like, my little bits of stubble, like my chin scruff.
Yeah, like, I have one hair on my chin, and it's coming out of a mole.
He's so proud
Like, you know when, like, you have moles, and for some reason the hair out of that is longer? Like, that's the only hair I have on my face.
I've got visibly long hair at the corner of my jaw. I've got visibly long hair coming down from the sides of my face, from under my chin, a little mustache.
Like, when you get on T, you're gonna be, like, beard within, like, 2 months.
That's not how it works, but yeah, pretty
You know what I mean.
Like,
I like being dramatic.
Neither of us fit into a typical image of a trans boy.
Yeah.
or non-binary, which we both are.
Yeah, like, we're both, like, the squiggliest, like, do you
We
have...
get it, you watch Chase Ross.
Do you have, like, a cis-affirmed gender that you tell cis people you are? Then when you're talking to trans people, you have a more complicated version of your gender that you explain to them?
I'm mask gender fluid.
Like, when I'm talking to a cis person, I'm like, yeah, I'm a boy. But then when I'm talking to another trans person, I'm like, well, like, I'm gender fluid. Like, and then sometimes I'm non-binary, sometimes I'm a demi-boy, and sometimes I'm, like, a boy.
Yeah, I'm gender fluid from completely genderless to boy, and I don't ever touch the female bit.
Yeah, it's like, none of that, but all the boy genders.
Yeah. If any gender that's anywhere near boy leaning, like me.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I like that. It's a bit boy.
I use he or they depending on the day. Like, some days, like, I'm like chill. But sometimes if you call me a boy, I'm like, oh, you what?
You are.
I'm a who?
I want people to address me with, like, a perfect, like, mixture of he and they. Like, I want, in a sentence, somebody to go, like, he and they.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be so cool. Like, I think I'm more, like, a constant state of both.
I think I always prefer they, but, like, when I'm, like, full boy, I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
alright. And some days, like, I'm like, if someone says hey, I'm like, who?
Sometimes if someone says exclusively they about me, I'm a bit like, do you know I'm a boy? Or if they're, or, like, I don't know if they're, like, a bit, like, confused about my gender or something. So, like,
I love confusing cis people.
yes, I love it. Like, once I walked into, like, a computer room at college, and I was with a friend, and there was another person in that room, and the friend I was with knew that person, and they were like, oh, you haven't introduced me to your friend, who's she, he, who's that? And I was like, thanks, that made me feel so, like, yeah, that's how I want to present.
Yeah. Like, I had to talk to a teacher to get a note, and, like, he was, like, clearly, like, gonna write, like, because I told him my name, and he was like, what? Because I've got a mask name.
Yeah.
I've got a neutral leaning mask name. It's more boy.
Yeah, it's like,
So
it's like, if, like, you were gonna, because people don't be like, cis people don't be like, oh, that's neutral, like, they automatically gender everything.
Yeah.
So if someone was like, oh, my name's CJ, I was like, that's the boy's name.
like, I chose a name that can be neutral but lent towards masculine because I'm AFAB, so yeah.
You want to be a bit
Even
mask.
like when I felt fully non-binary, like, I wanted to be perceived more masculine because I hated being perceived feminine because of the dysphoria.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, you're misgendering me because you're seeing something feminine.
Yeah, and so this teacher who'd never met me used they/them because he had no idea.
They were so confused, like, cis buffering.
Yeah, he wrote they, and, like, I was so happy.
Nice.
Correctly gendered as non-binary at that
That's
school.
so rare. I love our old school. We need to. Could we do a podcast complaining about our old school?
No, because I still quite like our old school. I know it was, like, a bit shit, but, like, they're trying really hard now. That is because of you, and they won't acknowledge that.
I want a classroom named after me.
No.
I was the first openly trans student there, and
I think they've got a trans femme student now, and she hasn't changed her name, so no one's acknowledging. Like, no other students will, like, ever acknowledge her as trans femme. Her name's Lucas, and she's a little Irish girl.
I love her. I've never met her, but I love her.
Yeah, I think I've met her. I'm not actually sure. But I know she's trans femme, and, like, someone asked me about her as if I'd know her pronouns, and, like, I don't even know who you're talking
So,
about.
oh, there's another trans person. You must know them.
Like, this is the first I've heard about this woman, and I don't know anything about her name or her pronouns. Stop asking me.
Yeah.
Like, they've got. They're trying to implement systems, but, like, only one person's really trying, so it's taken a while.
Yeah.
I love this.
When I came out at that school, like, there wasn't even a trans policy.
They were like,
I had to write it.
Yeah, they're still trying. They were still trying to get me to write it, and I'm like, no, you've got to do this.
Yeah, you gotta do that yourself. It's like the school's business. Don't let a 15-year-old child do this.
They didn't realise they needed neutral bathrooms until I was harassed in a male toilet.
Yeah.
They didn't realise that was the reason.
Even though I asked
them.
for one when I was like 14 years old.
Yeah, and they gave us one, but it's in the exam hall, so you can't go in there if there's an exam going on. So what am I gonna do? Piss myself?
Yeah. There's one in the PE block, isn't there? Or does the lock still not work on that?
That's still just a disabled toilet. It doesn't have a neutral sign yet. They literally just changed a disabled toilet to a neutral one because that was neutral anyway.
Yeah.
And they just made it explicitly neutral. And it took them, like, 2 months longer than it should have because he was trying to figure out the signs, so because he hated the ones that were like half male, half female.
Yeah, because they all wear just like, what's that supposed to be?
He's-
Do you ever just wear half a skirt? Are you ever non-binary, so you just wear half a skirt?
What an icon. But yeah, he's one of the only good cis gay men in the world
Yeah,
because he's not white.
I love him. Big shout out to Mr. Chan, English Mr. Chan.
Not the other one. He made me pizza, the other one. What an icon.
An icon.
Like, not specifically for me, but he made pizza and I got to eat it.
Amazing.
I gave him a brownie. That's love.
Are we going to talk about some else like podcast related, or are we just going to talk
We were
about your
trying-
teachers?
We were trying to talk about not being the typical image of non-binary and we got distracted.
So anyway, somebody made me pizza.
like non-binary is skinny and androgynous.
Yeah.
And white. With
Yeah.
colourful hair.
We're both white. I dye my hair sometimes.
We're not skinny, we can't look.
Yeah. And
Like,
yeah, that's it.
like, if you're chubby, you can't pass as androgynous. It's
Yeah.
not actually possible.
Like you're always gendered more if you're chubby, and I don't know why. It's society's just like
Strange.
that.
Like,
It's like androgyny is either like AFAB people who like snapbacks, like binder, like hoodie, or like a drag queen, and both of them are skinny. And like I just don't understand that.
yeah, like, you don't see chubby trans people anywhere. You've got to search for
Like
them.
even on YouTube, like the biggest trans YouTubers are all like skinny.
Yeah.
And like I made this like one video about like passing tips for like curvier guys, and like literally that was like a year ago.
And people are still
And
commenting.
I'm
on it.
still getting messages like thanks for that. So that's why we're making this podcast, really, is like I need to put more content out like that, because like I really want to help people.
You're not alone.
Yeah, it's like if you're chubby and a trans guy, like you're not alone. We look like you. We know how hard it is.
Come talk to us.
But you're cute. You're very handsome.
Smoochable.
Smoochable. Just
That one post. Princely.
Oh yeah, we saw a post that was like alternatives to calling trans guys handsome, and it was like
princely, regal, spiffy.
if somebody called me spiffy, I would give them a slap.
I was cringing so bad. If you call me dapper to my face, I'm gonna choke you.
You're dapper.
Shut your gay mouth. You're not gonna cut that either, are you?
No, so I'm leaving it in. He's trying to hit me with a book now.
I wouldn't, like, because I love you.
That's nice.
Bitch.
What's the next point on the thing? Feel the silence.
BMI.
Um.
We'll do that last.
Okay. BMI
Yeah.
for surgery.
For top surgery in the UK, there's a like guideline requirement where it's not actually a requirement.
But
But
like
it says
it's gonna be
it.
so hard to find a surgeon
Yeah.
who wouldn't.
That if you have a BMI above 20,
Mine's
you
like 31.
mine's in the 40s, so shut your mouth. You can't get top surgery.
And like neither of us are like even unhealthily fat. Like,
No, BMI is a calculation based on your height and your weight. We're trans, we're short.
Yeah, like we're gonna be like short.
Also, all of my weight is in my chest.
Yeah, like if they took your chest off and did your weighing after top surgery, you'd probably pretty much scrape it. Like,
I put weight straight to my tip.
yeah.
Look, I've got a large tummy, but I've got much larger tits.
And like chest is heavy, isn't it? Because breast tissue's dense.
Heavy and dense, and like, look, I can't run because it hurts.
Yeah, that's like the trans medic sides, like, oh God, like you go to the doctors about being trans, and if you're plus size, they're gonna be, oh, you're probably just upset about your body because you're fat. Lose some weight and then come back to
I'm
us.
scared of going to the doctor about anything. Okay, so like, yeah, but you're just chubby, aren't you?
Yeah.
I've got chronic leg pain, and I've not saw a
Like-
doctor about it because they're gonna be like, well, you're just fat.
My GP is quite good with chubby people, I think, because he knows my family and he knows that my chubbiness is genetic. Like, he sees my nan and my mum, so he kind of knows that, like, that's just what my genetics look like. But if, like, a plus-size person just goes to any doctors, they're very likely to just be like, oh, it's probably just because you're fat.
Yeah, like, every day of my life, my legs hurt. But if I go to a doctor, they're gonna be like, "Yeah, just fat though, aren't you?
Yeah,
It's
just
weight on
lose
your
some
legs."
weight, and it's like, it's probably not, you know.
Probably a bone issue actually, but
Yeah.
whatever.
It's like that's not really like how it works. Really, like you'd have to be like much bigger than you are for.
I take painkillers nearly every day.
Yeah.
Ugh. My legs hurt right now as we speak.
Yeah, and just like even if it was because you're fat, it doesn't mean that they shouldn't treat it. Like
No, because
your legs are still hurting. Like you're
Yeah,
still in pain. It doesn't matter about the cause.
And having pain in your legs isn't really helping you lose weight, is
Yeah,
it?
because like you can't really do much exercise. Like
I'm too trans to exercise.
yeah,
Actually,
same.
I've got too much dysphoria to do anything
There's
other
like
than lift a weight
2
twice.
exercises. Yeah, like literally all I can do is weight lift it in, because like if I run, like my chest moves in ways I don't like it.
I can't exercise because I never have the energy to exercise from my depression. I've got dysphoria,
Yeah.
and then I can't.
Yeah.
I walk sometimes.
I'm just doing that. We're gonna get our bikes out. Like I recently got my bike back out because my sister had stolen it.
I haven't rode a bike since I was 10.
The tyres are bad, but we're gonna go on a bike quite soon, and it's gonna be cute. We're gonna be cute on a bike.
Babe, when you start too, you're gonna look like your dad.
Oh God. Okay. A cool little post to my family. Like some family members sat me down once and said that when I start testosterone, I'm not gonna look like an attractive man. I'm gonna look like my dad. So I'd be better off just losing weight to solve my dysphoria. If I just worked out, my chest would get smaller, and then it'd be fine.
Oh, that's all my dad ever said.
But my dysphoria is in my voice and my lack of facial hair. Working out isn't gonna do anything about that.
Eat a broccoli.
Eat a broccoli and your dysphoria will go.
I eat so much broccoli.
Your favourite food is broccoli, and your dysphoria hasn't buggered off
All
yet.
I eat is broccoli and tuna. That's my diet.
Just tuna.
Is that why I've got facial
testosterone in
hair?
it?
Yeah, but not really because
I was thinking is it one of those testosterone foods?
Yeah. You should watch the Soy Boys video.
Yeah, H-Bomber guy.
Who we love with
made
all
a
our heart.
video about soy boys, and it's about like if you eat this, you'll get testosterone. If you eat this, you'll get estrogen. It doesn't work because it's not the same.
Every post that says that is lying to you.
But I sometimes placebo myself into just eating like 100 bananas, and I'm like, yeah, my voice is deeper now.
If it makes you feel better, don't stop. But if it feels like something you're forcing yourself to do because you're desperate for tea, don't bother. It's not helping.
Yeah. What's the next thing? Are we done with that?
Like, I want to talk more about you looking like your dad, as if that's a bad thing.
Oh yeah, okay. Describe my father to the podcast if they haven't.
They haven't saw him, babe.
Yeah.
No one saw your dad.
You see, he works at the Odeon.
Don't say that. Most of the people who watch this are my friends from
my
high
dad's
school.
old job, literally somebody came and said, "Oh my God, are you Jesse's dad?"
Does he think you're popular?
Yeah.
Aww.
No, he thinks I'm famous.
His dad's cute.
My dad is an absolute sweetheart.
He's a chubby little lad.
It's like the perfect amount of masculinity, isn't he? We were just talking about this.
He's like a soft boy, but not an asshole way.
Yeah.
He's like the perfect mix of like masculinity and just a gentle, loving person.
He's like just some cishet guy, and he like could blend in with like any group of cishet men. Like he drinks beer, he talks about trains. He's
got a train set.
He's got like 3 cars.
He's got 3 cars.
But like
he
also
works at the Odeon.
He's really like understanding, and like he'll take me clothes shopping and like stuff like that.
He'll awkwardly hold your clothes and be like, "You look handsome."
Yeah, and like
he's scared of his oven.
He's a really good ally as well.
He's scared of his oven.
Yeah.
Because it smells weird when he turns it on.
Bless him. We were teaching him how to cook the other day, and he can cook 2 whole meals now, and I love him.
He was so happy about guacamole.
Yeah, that man's got some guacamole now.
He's so happy. He's got a bag of lettuce.
Yeah.
And a tomato.
But like, so I'm not scared about looking like my dad at all. Like, I know that's genetics. I'm gonna end up looking like my father.
But your dad's cute. He's got nice hair. He's got a nice bit of beard. Like, he's got a completely fine body shape.
Yeah. It's like, I'm probably going to end up having a dad bod. Yeah. Because that's what men look like.
Dad bods are good.
Yeah.
That's a look. I want that.
You've already got that.
Chubby, muscular arms. That's it. Because all you can do when you've got a kid is lift. It's the child you're lifting.
It's like lift a whole child, and that's your exercise.
I lift my dog.
Yeah.
Then my dog's my baby.
I love that chubby bitch.
She's so fat. I love my dog. She's so... Why isn't Nova on the podcast?
I don't know, we'll bring back Nova.
Bring back Nova.
You're like moving away from the microphone, Bab. Where were you going?
I was having a wiggle. I just nearly broke our fan
Yeah, you
again.
just kicked our fan.
I broke the last one.
Okay, so that's the next thing.
Weight gain on tea.
People worrying about weight gain on tea.
Chill.
Like, I see hundreds of posts, oh no, I'm gonna gain weight on tea. Like,
Yeah, and you're gonna be handsome, bitch.
yes, you might, like...
You're gonna have a handsome,
if you really
fluffy
don't like
tummy.
your weight, you can work it off, but like don't fearmonger, don't start tea because you'll gain weight.
And also,
Like, that's fine.
The reason you gain weight on tea is increased appetite.
Yeah, it's just that you like, what's it called? Metabolism.
Yeah, just eat.
Changes,
Just
innit?
as long as when you've got an increased appetite, you're eating well, not crap. You're not gonna gain that much weight.
Yeah.
And if you do, a
And
lot
like,
of
it
weight
increases your energy as well, so you'll be able to work out more.
and a lot of weight gain on tea is muscle, because
Yeah.
muscle weighs more than fat, and you get easier muscle gain.
It's like, because like it's on the list of side effects of tea, and people are like, oh, I don't want to start tea because of the weight gain.
At this
It's
angle,
like-
I can see your invisible arm hair in the light. Why did you just look at your chest when I said arm hair?
I don't know, because I don't know the
It
body parts.
Head.
Head. My 1-year-old nephew, whenever head, shoulders, knees and toes plays, he just touches his head, but at random intervals.
He's so handsome.
And I love that little
Stupid.
boy.
Face shape.
Face shape.
Before I got my hair cut, like, I had to try for ages. And I know that's a big transition.
Yeah.
My mum was like, no, you can't get your hair cut. And I'm like, is it the family hair?
The family hair. I can't do
that's-
anything
that's-
your mum doesn't like. It's the
That's my
family
meme
hair.
with my brother who doesn't know what memes are. I love him. He's so stupid. But like, the family hair, I can't cut the family hair. I've had my first haircut. I had one haircut at a barber's
Yeah.
in my whole life.
As it's my barber's, I invited you over to my barber's, and yeah, it's a good barber's. We
But
get them
like,
good trims.
before that, I had like a bisexual bob. I had long hair. I hated both. Like, the bob was progressing getting short hair for me. I was so
Yeah.
happy with that bob because my hair wasn't to my ass.
I know like so many like MBs and trans guys whose like the hair is like shoulder length because that's like the shortest they're allowed it, and they're like, look at my androgynous haircut, and I'm like, yes, you're so right, I love you.
Like, my mom kept going, it won't suit your face shape. You know what didn't suit my face shape? Long hair.
Yeah, like you genuinely look so much better with short hair.
I looked ugly with long hair. I looked miserable with long hair, and that was definitely adding to the fact that it really didn't suit me. Like, I hated it. Do you want to hear a baby trans thing I did?
Yeah.
When I was really little, I wanted to feel what sideburns felt like, so I cut this bit of my hair really short.
The sides, yeah, like by your ears.
Yeah, and just like sat and pet it.
Oh my god, that's such a baby trans.
And then I got yelled at, and that's why my mum doesn't trust me whenever my hair looks a bit shorter than she did last time. She told me, have you been cutting your hair again?
So no.
Also, that one time I got
Hair.
really fed up with this being to the back of my hair being like long and not like cropped, and just cut it with a pair of scissors in the dark.
You're such a mess.
And I went to school like that the next day because I didn't give a shit anymore.
Scruffy lad.
And also that fucking bitch. Like, I hope she watches this and hears me call her a bitch. Laura, if you're watching this, you're a bitch.
Last name.
Laura fucking Bachelor, if you watch this, you're a bitch. I blocked you on Instagram. Don't interact with me.
She tried to cut your hair or something.
She was like, do you want me to cut your hair so it looks nice? I'm like, no, I don't. And she's like, but I can do it. And I'm, yeah, but I don't want you to cut my hair. And then she was like, don't be so rude. And then I walked away. She's like, you don't even have an ass. And I'm like, what?
Unrelated, and you do?
Laura fucking Bachelor, if you ever try to interact with me again, I'll cut you.
Okay, that's a serious threat. Could you say I'm joking at the end of that, please?
I'm not.
He's joking. He's joking.
You're an
Okay.
abusive piece of shit.
He's joking about the cut and nothing else. Yeah, you're a horrible person.
You're a horrible person. Never have friends again.
Do you want to change subject?
If you know her, don't talk to her.
Do you want to change subject, babe?
Yeah. You're gonna have to edit this now.
Nah, I'm leaving that in. I don't care. Yeah. I hope she's watching. I don't really like her much either.
No one should. I hope Shay's watching. Shay will get a fucking laugh out of that.
We've got one thing left.
You wanted to do a shout out to someone whose name we can't pronounce, so we've left it till
Yeah,
last.
so on Twitter, there's this plus size trans guy. I started to follow him with the Scarlett Johansson
Issue.
incident. Like,
Debacle.
I found out about his account through that because he was tweeting about it lots, and he just tweets about loads of things.
Yeah, like people do.
Including like plus size trans boy issues, and that's where I really started thinking about this lots and lots recently, and where I got quite a lot of my points and arguments for this podcast.
Right, we're gonna spell his name.
Yeah, a Twitter at
Kivabay, and their name is Kivan.
Right,
And
so
it's like, is that Kieran with a V or Kevin with an I?
I don't know, but that's how trans people name themselves. I read that and I was like, is that Kieran
Is that
with a V?
Kevin?
Kevin?
We don't know. I'm so sorry.
But I like your Twitter a lot.
I like your name and I can't say it.
Yeah, I like your Twitter a lot. I think it's got some really cool content on it. And if you wanna hear more about like plus size trans guy stuff, definitely follow him on Twitter, because it's good content.
Contact us. Tell us how to say your name.
Yeah, if you can pronounce your name for us, that would be lovely jubbly.
Send us a clip of you saying your name.
And then that would be very useful for my dyslexia bum who can't read.
Sorry, who? Shall we hear about you and Four?
Okay, so in Thor Ragnarok, there was a character called Valerie.
No, there isn't. No, there isn't.
What's her name?
Valkyrie.
Okay, her name's Valkyrie apparently. But every time I've watched the film, and
Twice.
for some reason the pronunciation slipped my mind. And then like I've been reading her name like in posts and fan fictions, and my brain's just been like Valerie.
You're so dyslexic.
Because that's how I read.
This boy's so dyslexic. When he took his dyslexia test, he didn't answer any of the questions because he knew he'd get them wrong.
Yeah, like I remember being 5 years old and them showing like me pictures of Thomas the Tank Engine, and I was just like, no, I'm sorry, I can't read. Leave me alone. I have dancing class next. I just want to go to that.
At age 6, I read The Hobbit.
I was dyslexic before there was even like written words involved, and I just said things like tanga tanga instead of coat hanger because it's just easier.
It isn't like.
It is in my brain.
Alright, I read The Hobbit at age 6, which is probably why I'm like this.
Yeah, we're different children.
I had depression at age 3 and I cried when I saw The Colour Pink. And he enjoyed dancing class.
I was a ballerina, okay. I performed in the Ugly Duckling in
Yeah.
front of probably
Yeah,
like
you
thousands
did,
of
didn't
people.
you?
I did. And I wasn't even the ugly one.
I
was
you.
one of the cute ducklings.
The Ugly Duckling was cute as fuck.
He was a little baby swan.
Have you saw a baby swan? They're so beautiful.
He was so fluffy.
I love.
Oh my god.
You know what else?
What?
Bats.
Bats. I love baby
We
bats.
talked with my brother about how cute bats were for like 20 minutes. Right. Do you think the Vikings were lean or stocky?
Because personally, I think they were like, they'd have like big bellies because like it was cold, so they had to eat like lots of warm stew.
They
and
drank
drink lots
so
of
much
beer.
beer.
But also like they did like loads of physical labour and carried big axes. They'd have like thick arms, so they'd look a bit like you know, like big tummies, like heavy, like
Broad
sturdy
shoulders,
arms.
thick arms, and my brother's out there
And
like,
probably like, lots of body hair as well to
Yeah.
keep warm.
even though they were all blonde or ginger.
Yeah, but like it's, you know, but your brother's out there, they were probably skinny.
They were lean. He thinks they look like him, but you can see his ribs if he leans to the side, so
Yeah.
they don't.
So I mean, like maybe some of them did because of genetics, but like I'm guessing probably
Most of them are genetically broad.
Yeah, and because like that's just what Vikings look like. Read a history book.
But also, let's be honest, none of us know.
Yeah, like nobody knew. That's just like that was our argument, and we had like facts backing that up, didn't we? Like,
But he kept going, no, because they weren't.
Because they weren't, because he doesn't know how to debate.
Which is how men argue, like my dad, who got angry at us for not responding when he said climate change was fake.
Yeah, it's like men just think they're right because they're right.
He was like, climate change is a conspiracy theory, and we didn't say anything. We like looked at each other, and he was grumpy all day, and he was like, must be nice knowing everything. And we're like, we literally did not say a word.
As a man who's attracted to men, I bloody hate men.
You're so right.
You know.
As a Sujima, kill men.
Down with men, and that's the end of the podcast. Is that it?
Yeah.
You want to say bye, babe?
No.
You want to say bye?
No.
Say bye, CJ. They can't see you flipping them off. It's audio, darling.
That's the point.
Was that for me then?
Yeah.
Was it? Really?
Yeah, like this.
Is the kicking me in the actual head now? Okay, you're gonna say goodbye, darling.
Goodbye, darling. You look so fed up with me.
Okay, goodbye. Subscribe if you want.
Or
Thumbs
don't.
up. No, I'd like you to subscribe. We will do more like this in the
Subscribe
future.
if you want, don't if you don't.
Give us a thumbs up. Tell us
What does
about.
that do?
Comment about how.
To pronounce that person's don't.
No.
That they know that.
Comment about how do people know you're a boy? I got a word hate comment that was like, how are people supposed to know you're a boy? And it's like, it's not.
Because he announces it every 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I was at school wearing a flag with the male symbol and was getting misgendered every day.
Yeah.
I love that little pin badge.
People are weird. Like, you can, like, call yourself a boy, like, 5 times in front of a cis person, and it's like, yes, this woman, and it's like, are you Macduff?
Like how you say you like to be called Jay, and then people shorten it to Jess, you're like, no.
Yeah.
No, that's my friend.
Yeah. Like, people out there calling me Jess, like, okay, my family can call me Jess.
Yeah, my dad can't.
That is literally only because of Preacher. Like, in Preacher, we said we'd end this podcast like 5 hours ago.
Just
in
tough it
Preacher, there was this male character called Jesse, and he is so mask, and I love him. And his best friend calls him Jess, and I'm like, this is so cool because
But
like
when my dad calls you Jess,
yeah,
it's like,
whenever people ever abbreviated my name to Jess, I'd be like, oh, that sounds way too femme. But then like this one character's called Jess, and I don't mind. But like, it's still when people do it, I'm still a bit like, do you mean that like in a girl way?
I think my dad called you he for the first time like a week ago.
Nice. Like, that's just.
He called you he before he knew you were trans, but that's another issue.
I think the best way to make people use the right pronouns for you is make them hang out with you with people who use the right pronouns for you. Because I think that's the only way that my dad switched, is because I'd bring you and other friends over, and you would call me he, so he just picked it up.
I call you he. I will never use they for you around other people. Cis people.
Because then cis people think that's an invitation to use she.
For some reason.
Yeah. It's like, it's not. That's the separate pronouns.
Like, I think if you start using me name around my family, they might use my name once.
Yeah.
God.
Do you want me to actually use it?
Please.
Because I kind of want to use it, but I also think, like, if they say some of that, it'd just be awkward, you know what I mean? But, like, if you want me to use it, I will use it.
Please. Let's cut this conversation out of the podcast and stop.
Yeah, okay.
You don't need our personal family issues right now.
Are we going to, like, actually cut it out, or should we just leave it? It's fine.
You don't want to, so you don't have to.
Yeah. Are you okay with it being in?
Yeah.
It's fine. Okay, but we're going to go now, and we're going to continue having a personal family conversation outside of the podcast.
Bye, but for real this
Bye,
time.
love you, bye.